As we recently found out, Marvel's What If, the first Marvel Studios animated project to be connected to the MCU, was not even the idea that Kevin Feige, the guy running the studios, had in mind or wanted to do, up until he heard the pitch. It was actually Marvel Studios' executive producer of the What If series, Brad Winderbaum, that came up with the idea. And as we recently found out, he was involved with projects like Thor Ragnarok and Ant-Man. And he was coming up with ideas that he could pitch to Marvel Studios. So when it came to, as they say, the creative juices flowing and what they were starting to come up with, they revealed to Disney's D23 magazine, courtesy of The Direct, that it was actually him that came up with the concept and pitched it to Kevin Feige. And what he did was pitch it as this sort of unique idea that was instantly understandable. What if we take these famous moments and what if we tell them in a completely different way, just like the comics? Instead of doing it in the films, because some of these, they might not be worth it in the long run, they don't really contribute to the bigger overall tale. What if we tell it like this in this medium and then see how it's received, how it's positively received, because he believed it would be. He messaged Kevin Feige and he really didn't know what to expect. Feige messaged him back saying, yeah, let's meet about it tomorrow. Once he made that pitch about the multiverse concept, what direction they were going in, how they were going to handle it, how they could connect the pieces, Kevin Feige gave him the go-ahead, and the series was automatically greenlit and became a reality. And this goes all the way back to something we've talked about in the past, where there was multiple cartoons and projects pitched to Marvel that were turned down because they had this idea already brewing. They were trying to see what they could do with it. So you start to understand that things were already moving in this direction. They sort of knew what they wanted to do with the whole what if concept, but it was just taking a little bit extra time to get going. And especially once they announced Disney Plus is when we learned that this was an idea that was even more approved of, because it's content that's different, that could drive subscriptions and interest. So it sounds like it was pretty much all eyes agreed upon it once they heard it, going, yep, this can go through many sets of eyes that have to approve it, but if Kevin Feige says yes, it's a yes. And it turned out to be such a great idea that they automatically, within a day, approved and started working on it, which sounds pretty damn awesome. And good to have that type of support for a vision, especially that Kevin Feige never even considered it till he heard the great project and what it sounded like and said, yeah, do it, that sounds great, we can expand into that market.